Hey guys, Bobby here. Today I just want to discuss with you something that I've been looking into for quite a while now, and that is a cheap or homemade alternative to green screen. Now I'm not going to be discussing any programs or chroma key or anything like that. Instead, I just want to focus on the physical alternative to a green screen. More specifically, I want to discuss what I've been using for about a year now, and that is wrapping paper. Yes, the very stuff you use to wrap GIFs. Now, I've been using this on Twitch for a while, and it seems to be working pretty darn good, so I thought it'd be cool to give you guys a quick overview of this. Now, first of all, you do need wrapping paper that is one solid color. It does not have to be green. As you can tell, mine is red, but green is the ideal color. That's why you see it with green screens. Let's discuss why. First, we're looking at the primary colors here. Talk about the red. Red is what I use, but it is very similar to skin tone. Now you can see the difference between my skin tone and the background. The issue is shadows and shading come into play, and I can illustrate that here by doing this. First of all, this wrapping paper is one color, yet part of it is still showing up. Why? Shadows. Same thing applies to skin. As I start to turn this up here, you can tell that random spots will start to just disappear here. Like that. It seems random, but it's actually just shadows and shading and all that. So that is an issue with red, is that sometimes depending on your lighting or shadows or anything like that, the background may still be there while you start to disappear. That is an issue with the color red. Another primary color is blue. The problem with blue is that it is very similar to brown. So brown hair, black hair, darker skin tones, they will very, very quickly start to disappear. So blue is by far the worst color probably that you want to use in terms of primary colors. So that really only leaves green. And green is great because it is nothing like brown. Therefore, darker skin tones, darker hair colors will not disappear. And it's also good for lighter skin tones because there is not really any green shaded person out there. So green is the ideal color, but you do not need green. As you can tell, I use red and it works fine. Now, a very important aspect to this is lighting. Unfortunately, I'm only going to give a brief overview. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am in a very small, confined space here, so I don't have ideal situations and I don't have ideal lighting. So I can't really vouch personally for all these lighting techniques and whatnot, but I can give you the basic details here. So what you would like to do, ideally, is to light yourself and the background separately. Now, lighting yourself is very obvious. You want to appear bright, but not too bright. You want to be seen. You don't want the screen to be shining on your face. You want to be one color. It's obvious. Lighting the background is because you want the background to stay one color. You want to eliminate shadows from yourself as well as shadows from the background, which is what we saw when I was eliminating this. The bottom was still there because it was a different color. Theoretically, if you light the background, it will stay one color, therefore it will be easier to differentiate between you and the background, therefore it will go away without you going away. So lighting is very important. But another aspect of lighting is the color, and I can demonstrate this for you as I discuss this here with some real practical examples. You guys may have noticed that traditional old school light bulbs have like a yellow tint to them. Now, that is an issue because not only does it tint your background yellow, it tints you yellow, therefore you and your background are more similar in color. That is an issue. I found around my house I had some LED lights, more specifically LED soft white lights, and I found that they worked pretty darn well in making myself and the background less similar. There's still some issues, but I found that to work pretty good, and that's what I'm using right now. So that is a brief overview of how I use wrapping paper as a green screen on my Twitch casts. I would say it works pretty darn well. The pros are pretty obvious. The fact that wrapping paper is inexpensive, it's available almost anywhere, it is easy to set up, it's easy to repair, and it's easy to take down. I in fact have two pieces taped together here. They look like one single piece because it's just so easy to put together. So I would say it's really good. One minor con with this is the fact that you do need a wall to tape this on, although this is a con that is true for any kind of green screen, so you need a wall no matter what. You also kind of need to explain to people why you have wrapping paper taped to your wall. That's minor. One major issue, and really the only issue I see with this wrapping paper method, is the fact that wrapping paper is reflective. Now, we just got done discussing how important lighting is, so you should kind of see how this is an issue. Not only do you have to make yourself and the background lit properly, now you have to adjust it so that there isn't any glare in the background. That sometimes means making sacrifices. The good part about this is that it is dependent on your room and your setup and whatnot. So if you have a larger room, you have a larger space to deal with, this may be less of an issue for you. So it's very manageable, but it is a very important thing to think about. It's not only the light that you set up, it can also be the sun. That is actually an issue that I am running into. Near the end of my streams, the sun is at like the perfect, or let's just say the worst angle possible. So it is hitting my other wall, bouncing off of that wall, and hitting my background, causing glare that I cannot get rid of. So the only thing that I can do for that is move my furniture around or leave the glare there. Those are my two options. So that is why reflectiveness is really an issue with a wrapping paper. That's really the only issue. So if you can manage that, if you can mess some things around, if your setup is good, it works. That's what I'd say. So anyway, guys, that was how I use this wrapping paper. I would highly recommend it to anyone who is looking to use this because, again, it's really easy to set up. And even if it doesn't work, you didn't waste any money, because you can use a wrapping paper for its intended purpose. So there's really no reason not to try this if you're looking for an alternative for the green screen. It works well, so you should definitely give it a try. I myself, again, am having issues with the sun now. It's becoming more and more of an issue. I'm kind of looking for more different alternatives here. I may even give in and buy the real thing. Oh no! I've seen like green screen for like $30. I don't know. But if you guys can go ahead and leave some suggestions, some comments, some ideas about this, it would be great, because even if I give in and buy the real thing, there are always people out there looking for alternatives, so it would be great to give them ideas as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this video, and best of luck in your ventures.